And here we have, over on the right side of the map, in the yellow, our very methodical, patient Terran player from Sweden. Plays for Mouse Sports, he is.
F.United, Thorzane.
F.United, Thorzane.
Yep. Of course, playing for the team F.United, but on the team Mouse Sports back at home.
Yep, that's right. Really cool to see foreign teams and green teams make these sort of agreements. But
yeah,
here's our Protoss player, winner of the last match. Played pretty well, he is.
MVP 1.
A lot of fans for this guy. There weren't so many before, but man, they saw his play last game and they're like, well, I'm your fan now. We're going to clap for you.
And there's our crowd right there. Look at all those hats. Love those hats. So that's the thing is that, yeah, the bench was just really happy when Juan won that game. You know, it was his first time playing in the booth. Everyone's kind of, you know, cheering for him. So it's kind of cool to see him get in the booth for the first time, get his first win. Definitely a neat experience if you're a pro player, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely so, and it's a really good feeling when you're the first time in your booth if you get a win, because it makes you feel like, you know, I trained for this and I did well. If you lose, you get this weird feeling of like, did I lose because I was nervous, or, you know, there's all these other thoughts that could cross your head, and not even if you don't actually feel that way, you know that other people might think that of you. So there's all these different emotions that go through that.
Yeah, it's awesome. I remember the first FPS tournament I played in, winning my first match. It just felt great, you know. It's like you practice with your friends so much, and then you're like, but am I actually good enough to compete? And when you win that first match, it's like, wow, I actually am. It feels great. So
yeah, I played a lot of tournaments for other games with StarCraft back in my day, and back in my day I played Smash Brothers tournaments, man. I actually retired after I lost to a 10-year-old in this one tournament, and I actually cried, man. I cried and I retired. I was like, I can't play this game anymore. I felt really sad.
We need to find a VOD about this. Is there a VOD of this?
No, there's no VOD.
Oh well.
I was sad, man. I lost to a 10-year-old. I was 17 at the time, I think it was, and I lost. It made me sad.
It's okay. You're making me feel sad just
thinking
about
it
now.
I just had to tell you guys that story.
Depressing me, Wolf. Got a whole nother match to cast.
You're like, oh, I sat in there and I felt so good on my first match, and like I usually felt good. But then, like, that one time I sat down and I'm like, oh, this guy's 10. And you know what? It was like Smash Brothers Brawl, right? And it was really new. I didn't even own the game yet, but I went there to play in this tournament because I won, like, all Melee tournaments, and I had won, like, 3 Brawl tournaments beforehand. So I go to this tournament, and the guy's, like, holding the Wiimote sideways and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is a 10-year-old, like, this is going to be so easy. And he was good, man. He beat me. He beat me. That's what happened. I was upset. All right, so, guys, we've been talking about a lot of different things here. It's been a one rack to expand from Thorzane. Yep. Probe knows what's going on, saw the bunker. Give you guys the recap.
On the Protoss side of things, a very fast second gas from MVP1.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
That is quite interesting. Yeah. Well, it's pretty normal, but interesting just the same.
It's true.
Now, we're going to see what sort of tech pattern we're going to see from Juan pretty soon. He hasn't really shown us anything, but it looks like he wants to 1-gate expand off of 2 gas, which is becoming popular.
I was going to say either that or the probe is just like ditching work, but nope, there's the Nexus right there. And, you know, Thorzane, we talked about how safe he plays and how kind of methodical he is, and that's kind of what he's been doing so far. He got his bunker right on time. You know, some people get that bunker a little bit late and then they see a lot of pressure. Like, actually, we saw Phoenix actually get in a bit of trouble because his bunker was a little bit later on that game on Teldrim Altar. Stalkers right now over at the base of Thorzane, kind of a bit natural, trying to sort of pressure the bunker a little bit, but the range isn't working out for the Stalkers.
Well, in StarCraft 2, there's no Dragoon range upgrade.
Yep.
I'm actually freaking out because I don't remember what that upgrade was called. I'm like,
it's okay.
No, like, it's not okay, man. I'm like actually freaking out.
It's okay. You only need to know things like carbon reactor and things like that now. Durable materials. Oh, SCV trying to build a supply depot to keep an eye on the rocks. It's taken out by Thorzane.
That's really funny how that worked out.
By Juan. Yeah.
Now he's actually supply blocked. And that's actually the only depot he's building right now.
Yeah, that's kind of a dangerous place to build it, actually. He is going to be able to push those Stalkers back with that bio. But yeah, putting that supply depot there, a little bit risky. And he doesn't have slow yet. He's opting to go with stim. That's pretty common if you do that gasless 1-racks expand. Usually you don't get slow so fast. But, you know, it will let those Stalkers get away where normally they'd be dead right now.
Very true. All I can think about is me. I'm like having a panic attack, dude. I like don't remember what the Dragoon range upgrade is. I'm like racking my brain. I'm like, I actually I like can't think of it right now. It's like when you can't remember that one guy's name and you're like, ah, and it like bothers you for a little while. This is actually so serious.
You guys should see Wolf right now. He's like not even looking at
I'm
the
like
screen.
about
He's,
to
like,
alt tab and like
keyboard.
look it up.
He's like got this shell-shocked expression. I don't know. This is a big moment for Wolf right now. It's
I know.
scary.
It's like actually I'm like I haven't played Brood War in so long. This makes me sad. I mean I played Terran in Brood War. I didn't play Protoss, but still.
Oh, well then who cares?
That's like not knowing metabolic boost is what Zergling's speed is, though. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get over it. I'm sorry, Doa.
Get over it. Man up. Come on.
Right.
Come on. I like it. Have John slap you in the face and throw water in the face. Get you back. He's not paying attention to us, though.
John's standing next to us. He's looking on at the F.United team. He's observing them. He's studying them. He's actually got this little notepad. He's writing down notes. He's kind of creepy.
So I'm actually wondering a little bit if we're going to see some sort of blink timing from MVP Juan.
Well,
what do you think?
I think that's unlikely, only because he has only 2 Stalkers out right now. I think if he were going to do that, he would have been adding more Stalkers. Yeah. Right now, Thorzane has the potential to easily take a 3rd base. He's got a ton of barracks. He powered up, or maybe he's not. Excuse me, not a ton of barracks. He's got the reactor going and the starport, and he's going to have a ton of opportunities to pressure with those barracks, what I was trying to say, and with the Medivacs are out. And again, Juan going pretty fast High Templar here.
Yeah.
Not quite as fast as last game, but pretty fast High Templar. It looks like we saw last game, you can use those feedback capabilities quite easily early on.
Right. Doesn't need to worry about Banshees this time. I don't think Thorzane's ever done that, as far as I know. Now Thorzane, of course, barely putting any pressure on his opponent right now, just maybe trying to chase those Stalkers away from the Xel'Naga Tower, which is going to be tough to do because Juan's entire army is right there. Nope, now they're pulling back. So once charge finishes, it's going to be about the same timing. He'll be able to get his first couple of Archons out as well. And
Ghost Academy.
Yep, Ghost Academy. Good timing for that. Although he may not have EMPs by the time this hits.
This is this is actually a really good time for Thorzane to move out. He's got a really large army, and since his opponent's been teching so much, he's actually behind in supply by like 20. He's going to catch the Sentry at full energy. That Sentry, oh my god.
He's like, I gotta use this energy.
That was like so sick. The fastest force fields in the West, man.
That's right. All right, so stiff from Thorzane. Here we go. Oh, nice catching off a couple units there.
But now the problem is the Zealots can't actually attack now, and he is doing a lot of damage here.
Yep. This could
Juan
be
is
a
in
pretty
trouble.
quick game.
Yeah, it looks like Thorzane may try to end the game now. Storm isn't ready, and he doesn't have any Templar out anyways.
Yep, killing a couple pylons there. I'd like to see him just go after the Nexus, but he is going to try to kill some SCVs as well. But Thorzane right now has such a strong army. He's about 30 supply ahead at the moment. And even with the probes, I don't know.
Yeah, he's just going to lose way too much here. And
Force field actually helping out Thorzane a little bit more. Looks like Juan will be able to clean this up eventually.
Yeah, he's double neck-eyeing here.
Yeah.
I made that into a verb, double neck-eyeing.
Double neck-eyeing.
He's double neck-eyeing, and probe counting right now, 33 probes, 63 SCVs.
Yeah.
Thorzane's still got an army. He does not. Not looking good. Looks like Juan wants to stick in it a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about this last week a little bit with the Team League too, is when you're in a game, you don't necessarily GG quite as quickly as you would in like an individual match, just because part of the purpose of the game is to wear out the player as well, you know? If you want, if you want them to have time to make mistakes, basically, and you also want them to have, a lot on their mind. If they have to go into a really late game, that's a lot to think about. It's mentally draining.
Exactly.
Yep. Not quite as maybe ridiculously long as we saw. We had a game last
yesterday
week.
Yesterday Yu-Gi-Oh, man, he was at like 8 supply, and I was like, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Your move, Yu-Gi.
That's actually a get attention from people here in Korea. Say Yu-Gi-Oh.
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 Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. Whatever. I've heard it said both ways.
No, Yogi is like here, and it's like politely, it's like here, please. Learning Korean at the GSL.
That's what you got to do when you come out here. That factory cannot land. There's a Nexus there. And looks like there's a bit of an engagement in the middle of the map. Thorzane is quite a bit ahead right now.
Yeah, he's being very safe right now. He doesn't want to overextend himself. A lot of his supply lead is in those medevacs too, and I mean, he doesn't have the hugest little army there. He's got, he's up 30 workers, and he's got all those medevacs that are 16 in supply in the medevac, so his supply lead isn't massive. He has to be very careful with how he uses it.
Yeah, he's just now kind of getting into that big sort of massive supply jump that you see that when Terrans get on, you know, late 2 base, early 3 base, they get a lot of barracks down, start to pump out a ton of bio, and, you know, he, like we saw last game, you know, he's going Ghost with Marine Marauder and medevac, and dropping, you know, not really making it too complicated, just doing what's good to do with this.
Well, this is not exactly how you want to drop.
Well, that's not.
This is actually sacrificing a Marines to the Zealot pit.
Yeah.
Nice. That was a close call there. Almost didn't get it, but barely.
It's like all the evil geniuses in StarCraft world have a Zealot pit. Sort of Shark Tank.
Is that what the EG team does when like their players
so.
lose at MLG?
I think so. They're like, in the Zealot pit.
Uh-oh, these ghosts could get feedbacked by this High Templar. No, he's just going to storm instead.
All right.
I guess that works okay.
Oh.
Got sniped. Guardian Shield up. It's a pretty tough place for Phoenix, or not Phoenix, excuse me, Thorzan to engage, so he backs up. You have to be very careful about engaging in situations where your opponent has a better concave than you.
Yeah, and he's going to want to try to get Juan to come up that ramp. I mean, that's the best thing for Thorzan to do right now.
Nice feedbacks on killing some ghosts here. This High Templar killed 2 ghosts with feedbacks. But there's still so many more ghosts in that mix. In fact, there are 7 left.
Yeah, he's got 9 ghosts total right now. That is a lot of ghosts.
And here come the EMPs. It has begun.
Nice EMPs on the Archons there to start things off. And Thorzan sniping another High Templar. And he's got a nice concave right now. Is he going to pull back to the ramp? No, he's going for it. Here we go. EMP again on the Archons. The Zelt's taking a lot of EMP as well. And I think that Thorzan is just going to absolutely crush this army from MVP 1.
I think so too. And the Nexus will fall.
Yep. And again, Thorzan, he's been ahead a long time in this game.
This is I didn't expect Thorzan to crush through this easily, but earlier on, I mean, he took such a lead from that initial attack because Juan had teched too much.
Yep.
Now I think this game is going to end, and Thorzan is going to tie this up, man.
Well, you know, Thorzan just spent the last, 30 minutes watching MVP 1 do TVP. You know, he saw him go for that fast Templar archive, so that push early in the game when his first couple medevacs came out was a great idea.
Yeah, now 177 supply to 67 supply.
And he doesn't even need to push up the ramp right now.
Well, he doesn't want to because it's so difficult to do that when there are, potentially storms up there.
Yeah.
Feedback. It's very difficult for Thorzan to break up the ramp like we were talking about earlier. Always want to engage with the concave. He's just trying to bait the units down, and is so far being somewhat successful.
Yeah, and that is going to be about it right there.
Yeah, now he has the concave. He's got vision with the scan. GG! Thorzan ties it up 1-1.
There we go, and Thorzan now with 2 wins in total GSTL, I don't know what that is. And MVP 1's like, whoa, that Terran was good.
Well, he teched too quickly. He tried to get upgrades out. He was getting charged High Templar, trying to get Storm out there, and then Thorzan just poked, and he was like, well, for some reason, you just don't have any units. I think I'll just punish you.
I guess I'll just kill you. Huge cheer for Thorzan, too. Everybody's knocking at that monitor today. Look out for the flames. It's okay. Yeah,
it's okay.
So many fans for F.United here in the audience today. It's actually one of those awesome days where there's a lot of fans for both teams, which is actually a bit surprising. I'm surprised there's so many teams here for F.United. But I think a lot of people are just interested to see how the foreigners do, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We've actually, just looking around, we have a mostly Korean audience here today.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have so many foreigners come down to the studio on days like this where there's a foreign team playing. Yeah. For example, when FXO was playing in the team league, we had a lot of foreign fans. The audience was like almost 50-50, but right now there's a lot of Korean fans here today, and Korean fans cheering for foreign players, so that's really exciting to see.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, there's a lot of foreign fans that are fans of Korean players.
That's true, I'm one of those.
It's the same way in Korea. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Korean players that I'm big fans of, but there's a lot of Koreans here that are fans of some of the foreign players, too. I mean, people think that Koreans don't watch StarCraft 2 at all outside of Korea. Well, they actually do. So, yeah, some fans for Thorzan here today. Very, very cool. I'm really curious to see who MVP is going to send out next.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure myself.
I don't know.
All I know about MVP is that they've got their final boss sitting back in the final cave, and it's going to be Dongre Gu.
You know, they've got a lot of options. They really do. I could see them sending out Keen. He's got pretty good TVT. I'm a fan of Keen.
Yeah,
So,
Keen's really good. I could see them sending him as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, who do they have for Zergs? Well, they have Don
Well,
Rico,
they have
obviously.
Violet, but Violet seems to be sick right now, so I don't think they'll use him.
Yeah.
It's possible. Well, let's find out.
Find out. We don't
Could
need
be
to wait
Monster.
anymore, Wolf.
It could be Monster. I don't know.
Could be. There they are. It could be Noblesse, too.
Yeah, don't forget Guinea Pig.
We could just name everyone.
Guinea Pig! Is it really going to be him?
All right.
All right, bringing out
That's
our
exciting.
random player, Guinea Pig.
Nice. This guy is great. If you guys haven't seen Guinea Pig play before, he is the best random player I have ever seen in my life. He's able to play the long game. He's not cheesy at all. He actually played Protoss, and I think it was like the second or third open season in GSL.
Yeah, he was playing for TSL back then.
Yeah, this guy is really, really good.
He has switched races so many times as well. He's got experience playing each race picking each race, and then now has switched back to random.
And if I remember correctly, in that Clash of Houses series that was going on a while back, he actually, I believe, either won the house tournament or he came in second to Keen. I'm trying to remember which one it is. I casted it, so I feel like I should know. But yeah, but either way, he's that good. He can beat anybody on his team.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick little break. When we get back, Thorzane versus Guinea Pig.